The arrival. The day the world changed began like any other. Dr. Elena Reyes sipped her coffee, her eyes fixed on the complex data scrolling across her computer screen at the SETI Institute. For years, she had searched the cosmos for signs of extraterrestrial intelligence, hoping for a breakthrough that would change humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. As she reached for her mug, a sudden spike in the data caught her attention. Her heart raced as she leaned closer, her fingers flying across the keyboard to verify what she was seeing. It couldn't be, but it was. A clear, unmistakable pattern emerging from the cosmic noise. "Oh my God," she whispered, her voice trembling. "We're not alone." Within hours, observatories and space agencies around the world confirmed what Elena had discovered. Something was coming. Fast. As news of the approaching objects spread, the world erupted into a frenzy of speculation and fear. Social media exploded with theories, ranging from the hopeful to the apocalyptic. Governments scrambled to formulate responses, their long-held protocols for this very scenario suddenly seeming woefully inadequate. Captain Maya Zhang of the International Space Station watched in awe as the objects entered the solar system. Through the station's powerful telescopes, she could see them clearly now. A fleet of massive ships, their designs unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. "Houston, are you seeing this?" Maya's voice crackled over the comm system, her usual composure cracking under the weight of the moment. "Affirmative, Captain Zhang," came the tense reply. "We're tracking multiple objects. They're entering Earth orbit." As the alien ships took up positions around the planet, an eerie calm settled over the world. In New York, London, Tokyo, and countless other cities, people poured into the streets, their eyes turned skyward. The ships were visible now, even to the naked eye, dark silhouettes against the blue sky, defying everything humanity thought it knew about the universe. In the Oval Office, President Alicia Foster sat surrounded by her top advisors, her face etched with the gravity of the situation. "What are our options?" she asked, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her insides. Defense Secretary James Hodge cleared his throat. "Madam President, our military stands ready, but we're dealing with technology far beyond our own. Any aggressive action could be catastrophic. And if we do nothing," Foster pressed. "Then we wait," replied Dr. Nasser Ahmed, the nation's top xenobiologist, "and hope they're here in peace." As if in answer to humanity's collective question, a message began broadcasting on every frequency in every language. The voice was oddly melodic, with an accent impossible to place. "People of Earth, we are Lazar Kali. We come from a world far beyond your stars. For centuries we have watched your progress, waiting for the day you would be ready to join the galactic community. That day has come." Around the world, reactions varied wildly. Some celebrated, seeing the arrival as the dawn of a new era for humanity. Others retreated into bunkers, convinced that the end times were upon them. Most simply waited, caught between hope and terror, for what would come next. In a small town in the American Midwest, Sarah Collins hugged her children close as they watched the news. "It's going to be okay," she whispered, as much to herself as to them. "We're going to be okay." Meanwhile, in a secret facility deep beneath the Nevada desert, a team of scientists and military personnel worked feverishly to analyze every scrap of data they could gather about the visitors. Dr. Marcus Chen, a brilliant physicist with a rebellious streak, pored over energy readings from the alien ships. "These readings, they're off the charts," he muttered to his colleague, Dr. Aisha Patel. "The power required to travel between stars, it's beyond anything we've ever theorized." Aisha nodded, her eyes never leaving her own screens. "And their hulls. No material we know of could withstand the stresses of interstellar travel. We're looking at technology centuries, maybe millennia beyond our own." As the world held its breath, waiting for the next move from either side, a select group of world leaders and experts gathered in a secure, undisclosed location. Their mission, to prepare humanity's response to first contact. President Foster addressed the assembled group, her voice echoing in the tense silence. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand at the most critical juncture in human history. Our next actions will determine the future of our species. We must proceed with caution, but also with hope. This could be our greatest opportunity or our final hour. As Foster spoke, reports began flooding in from around the globe. Strange phenomena were occurring in the vicinity of the alien ships. In some areas, electronic devices failed inexplicably. In others, people reported feeling an odd sense of calm, as if their fears were being gently washed away. Dr. Elena Reyes, now at the heart of humanity's response team, couldn't shake a sense of unease. Their message seemed peaceful, she said, addressing the group. But why now? What's changed that made them decide we're suddenly ready? The question hung in the air, unanswered. As the first day of humanity's new era drew to a close, billions of people on Earth looked to the stars with a mixture of wonder and apprehension. The Tsar-Kali ships loomed above, silent sentinels that had shattered humanity's understanding of its place in the cosmos. In orbit, Captain Maya Zhang made one final log entry before attempting to sleep. Day 1 of first contact, she said, her voice betraying a mix of excitement and fear. Tomorrow, everything changes. For better or worse, humanity will never be the same. As night fell across the Earth, the Tsar-Kali ships shimmered with an otherworldly light, a constant reminder of the new reality humanity faced. In homes, bunkers, and command centers around the world, people tried to rest, knowing that the dawn would bring either the greatest adventure in human history or the beginning of its end. The stage was set. Humanity stood on the precipice of a new age. But as the people of Earth would soon discover, the true intentions of the Tsar-Kali were far from what anyone could have imagined. The arrival was just the beginning. The real test of humanity's spirit was yet to come. Echoes of deception. The dawn of humanity's second day with the Tsar-Kali brought an unsettling calm. As world leaders prepared for official first contact, an entirely unexpected event unfolded. At precisely 600 GMT, every electronic device on Earth capable of audio output emitted a haunting, multi-layered sound. It was beautiful yet disquieting, like a chorus of alien whales singing in harmony with quantum computers. For exactly 3 minutes and 14 seconds, the world was bathed in this ethereal symphony. Dr. Elena Reyes, still at the command center, felt a chill run down her spine. "This isn't just sound," she muttered, her fingers dancing across her keyboard. "It's data, massive amounts of it." Around the globe, millions reported strange experiences during the broadcast. Some claimed to have vivid, shared visions. Others developed sudden, inexplicable skills, speaking languages they'd never learned, solving complex equations without training. In a small village in rural India, a young girl named Priya began drawing intricate schematics for advanced technology. Her frightened parents watched as she covered the walls of their humble home with designs for machines beyond human understanding. Meanwhile, in the halls of power, chaos erupted. The carefully planned first contact protocols crumbled as leaders and scientists grappled with the implications of the global broadcast. President Foster, her composure slipping, addressed her team. "What the hell just happened? I thought we were in control of this situation." Dr. Nasser Almeid, the xenobiologist, stepped forward, his face pale. "Madame President, I don't think we ever were. This changes everything we thought we knew about the Tsar-Kali." As governments scrambled to understand the event, reports flooded in from around the world. The broadcast had affected Earth's technology in bizarre ways. In some areas, outdated devices sprang to life, displaying advanced interfaces. In others, cutting-edge systems regressed to primitive states. In orbit, Captain Maya Zhang and her crew on the International Space Station made a startling discovery. The station's sensors, now operating at unprecedented levels, detected something that shook them to their core. "Houston," Maya's voice crackled over the comm, tension evident in every word. "The Tsar-Kali ships. They're not ships at all. They're alive." On Earth, Dr. Marcus Chen, and Dr. Aisha Patel worked feverishly to analyze the data embedded in the broadcast. What they found left them speechless. "It's a blueprint," Aisha whispered, her eyes wide with disbelief. "A blueprint for rewriting reality itself." Marcus nodded, his face a mix of awe and terror. "Not just rewriting reality, Aisha. It's a key to unlocking human potential, to transforming our very essence." As this revelation spread, society began to fracture. Some embraced the change, actively seeking to integrate the alien data into their minds and bodies. Others recoiled, seeing it as an invasion of humanity's very soul. In the streets of major cities, clashes erupted between those who welcomed the Zarkali's gift and those who feared it. The world teetered on the brink of chaos. Amidst the turmoil, a new voice emerged. Dr. Imani Okoro, a brilliant neurologist from Nigeria, discovered something in the broadcast that others had missed. "It's not just data," she announced to a hastily assembled panel of global experts. "It's a question, the most important question ever asked of humanity." As Okoro explained her findings, a chilling realization swept through the room. The Zarkali weren't here to invite humanity into a galactic community. They weren't conquerors in the traditional sense. They were something far more profound and terrifying. "They're offering us a choice," Okoro continued, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. "To remain human, with all our flaws and limitations, or to transcend, to become something beyond our wildest dreams, but at the cost of everything that makes us who we are." As this understanding spread, humanity faced its greatest test. The Zarkali's true nature became clear. Not alien beings in our understanding, but entities of pure information, existing in dimensions beyond human comprehension. Their ships were merely constructs, interfaces between their reality and ours. In homes and halls of power alike, people grappled with the choice before them: accept the Zarkali's offer and leap into an unknown post-human existence, or reject it, remaining true to their humanity, but potentially condemning themselves to cosmic insignificance. Sarah Collins, the mother from the American Midwest, held her children close as she watched the debates rage on television. "What kind of world will you grow up in?" she whispered, tears in her eyes. In the Oval Office, President Foster faced the most difficult decision of her life, and the most important decision in human history. "We need to address the world," she said, her voice hoarse from hours of debate. "But what do we tell them?" As day turned to night, humanity stood at a crossroads. The Zarkali loomed above, silent now, waiting for an answer to their cosmic query. In every corner of the globe, humans looked to the stars, pondering their place in a universe suddenly far stranger and more perilous than they had ever imagined. Dr. Elena Reyes, her mind reeling from the day's revelations, stepped outside the command center. Looking up at the Zarkali constructs shimmering in the night sky, she whispered, "What have we gotten ourselves into?" The choice lay before humanity: evolution or extinction, transcendence or tradition. As the world held its breath, the next move belonged to the enigmatic beings that called themselves the Zarkali. But the true power, humanity would soon learn, lay not in the stars above, but in the indomitable spirit that had carried them from caves to the cusp of cosmic awakening. The stage was set for a battle not of weapons, but of will, a test not of strength, but of the very essence of what it meant to be human. And as the new day dawned, the true nature of humanity's resolve would be revealed: the awakening within. As humanity grappled with the Zarkali's cosmic ultimatum, an unprecedented phenomenon began to unfold. It started subtly: a child in Buenos Aires levitating toys of her mind, an elderly man in Tokyo spontaneously healing from a terminal illness, a teenager in Nairobi instinctively understanding the language of birds. These isolated incidents quickly multiplied, spreading across the globe like wildfire. Humanity, it seemed, was changing, evolving at an exponential rate. But this evolution wasn't uniform, it was chaotic, unpredictable, and deeply personal. Dr. Elena Reyes, now working from a makeshift lab in the Atacama Desert, made a startling discovery. The Zarkali broadcast, she explained to her colleagues via a secure video link, it wasn't just a message or a choice. It was a key that unlocked dormant potential within our very DNA. In Washington, D.C., President Foster received reports of these developments with a mixture of awe and trepidation. "Are you telling me," she asked her advisors, "that we're turning into superhumans?" Dr. Nasser Ahmed nodded gravely. "In a sense, yes, but it's not that simple. These changes, they're as varied as humanity itself, and they're not happening to everyone." Indeed, while millions experienced profound transformations, billions remained unchanged, leading to a new form of global inequality more profound than any in human history. In the streets of major cities, chaos reigned. Those unchanged demanded access to the gift of evolution, while others saw the change as a threat to be contained or destroyed. Governments struggled to maintain order as society teetered on the brink of collapse. Amidst this turmoil, a new voice emerged. Zara Okoro, the 5-year-old daughter of Dr. Imani Okoro, began broadcasting a message directly into the minds of every human on Earth. Her voice, childlike yet imbued with ancient wisdom, cut through the noise of global panic. "We are not becoming something other," Zara's mental voice resonated. "We are becoming what we always were." The Zarkali didn't give us anything new. They simply reminded us of what we have forgotten. As Zara spoke, humans around the world experienced vivid, shared visions. They saw the rise and fall of ancient civilizations far more advanced than modern society. They witnessed humanity wielding powers that defied current understanding of physics. They remembered a war, a terrible, cosmos-spanning conflict that had led to a deliberate dampening of human potential. In orbit, Captain Maya Zhang and her crew made another shocking discovery. The ISS's newly enhanced sensors detected energy signatures matching those of the Zarkali, emanating from beneath the Earth's surface. "They've been here all along," Maya realized with a start, "not as conquerors or saviors, but as guardians, wardens." On Earth, as the visions faded, a new understanding dawned. The Zarkali weren't alien visitors at all. They were an ancient faction of humanity itself, self-exiled to the stars eons ago to watch over their slumbering kin. Their return wasn't an invasion or an uplift, it was a wake-up call, a reminder of humanity's true nature and potential. As this revelation spread, the global crisis took on a new dimension. It wasn't just about individual transformations anymore. It was about reclaiming a lost heritage, about remembering what it truly meant to be human. In the Nevada desert, Dr. Marcus Chen and Dr. Aisha Patel made a breakthrough in decoding the full scope of the Zarkali broadcast. "It's not just about unlocking potential," Aisha explained, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's a warning, a countdown." Marcus nodded grimly. Something's coming. Something that made us hide our true nature in the first place. And now we have to remember how to fight it. As this news spread, humanity's response to the crisis began to shift. The divide between the changed and unchanged began to blur as people realized the stakes were far higher than individual transformation. Sarah Collins, the Midwest mother, watched in awe as her children instinctively began to work together, their nascent abilities complementing each other in ways she couldn't fully comprehend. "We're stronger together," she murmured, a new resolve hardening in her heart. In capitals around the world, leaders who had been paralyzed by the unprecedented situation found new purpose. This wasn't just about navigating a new reality, it was about preparing for a threat beyond anything they had imagined. President Foster, her own latent abilities beginning to manifest, addressed the world with newfound clarity and purpose. "We stand at the dawn of a new age," she declared, "not as a species reborn, but as one reawakened. Our true test lies not in what we become, but in how we face the challenges ahead, together." As night fell once more, the Zarkali constructs in orbit began to change. They shifted, merged, and reformed into a massive, shimmering gateway. a portal not to distant stars, but to humanity's own forgotten past and its perilous future. Dr. Elena Reyes, her mind now capable of processing information at incredible speeds, looked up at the transformed Zal-Kali presence. We're not just remembering who we were, she realized. We're deciding who we're going to be. Around the world, humans of all kinds, changed, unchanged, and everything in between, felt a call. A pull towards a shared destiny that transcended the chaos of recent days. The true nature of the choice offered by the Zal-Kali became clear. Not a decision to change or stay the same, but a choice to face the future as a united human race in all its vast and varied potential. As the gateway in orbit pulsed with energy, humanity stood poised on the brink of its greatest adventure. The journey to reclaim their cosmic heritage had only just begun, and the greatest challenges and wonders still lay ahead. The Zal-Kali, their role as guardians and wake-up callers fulfilled, awaited humanity's next move. And in homes, labs, and gathering places around the world, the human race prepared to take its first, unified steps into a future stranger and more marvelous than anyone could have imagined. The awakening was complete. Now, the true test would begin, the fractal paradigm. As humanity stood on the precipice of reclaiming its cosmic heritage, reality itself began to unravel. It started with subtle anomalies, shadows moving against the light, objects existing in two places simultaneously, people experiencing multiple timelines concurrently. Dr. Elena Reyes, her consciousness now expanded beyond normal human limits, was the first to comprehend the true nature of what was happening. We're not just remembering who we were, she announced to a stunned global audience. We're remembering what reality is. The Zal-Kali gateway in orbit pulsed with an otherworldly energy, and as it did, the fabric of space-time began to fold and unfold in impossible ways. Cities around the world found themselves overlapping, existing in the same space but different times. New York's skyline shimmered with phantom structures from both its past and potential futures. The pyramids of Giza phased between their ancient glory and advanced configurations that defied current engineering. In this chaos, a new figure emerged, Dr. Axel Lindholm, a previously unknown physicist whose mind had expanded to encompass multiple realities simultaneously. Reality, he explained, his words echoing across dimensions, is a fractal. Every choice, every possibility exists concurrently. What we perceived as a linear existence was merely a single thread in an infinite tapestry. As humanity grappled with this mind-bending revelation, the true nature of the cosmic threat became clear. It wasn't an external force or alien invader, it was entropy itself. The heat death of the universe, a concept once thought to be billions of years in the future, was happening now, in every moment, across all possible timelines. The Zal-Kali's warning wasn't about preparing for a battle, but about learning to navigate and manipulate the very structure of reality to prevent the collapse of existence itself. In orbit, Captain Maya Zhang and her crew made a startling discovery. The International Space Station, now existing across multiple realities, had become a nexus point, a place where the laws of physics could be rewritten. We're not just observers anymore, Maya realized. We're the authors of reality. On Earth, the chaos of overlapping timelines and realities led to unprecedented cooperation. Former enemies found themselves working together, their conflicts seeming petty in the face of existence itself unraveling. Sarah Collins, the Midwest mother, discovered she could communicate across timelines, coordinating efforts to stabilize reality in hundreds of parallel worlds simultaneously. President Foster, her consciousness now spanning multiple versions of herself across countless realities, addressed not just a nation or a world, but a multiverse. Our challenge is no longer about survival or supremacy, she declared. It's about harmony. We must learn to orchestrate the symphony of existence itself. In labs and makeshift research centers around the world, scientists like Dr. Marcus Chen and Dr. Aisha Patel worked feverishly to understand and harness the fractal nature of reality. they discovered that human consciousness, when fully awakened, could act as a stabilizing force, a cosmic tuning fork to harmonize discordant realities. But with this power came a terrible burden. Every choice, every action, had consequences that rippled across the multiverse. A single thought could create or destroy entire timelines. The weight of infinite responsibility pressed down on every awakened human. Zara Okoro, the child prophet, her mind now unfettered by the constraints of linear time, shared a vision that shook humanity to its core. "We are not just ourselves," she proclaimed, her words resonating across realities. "We are every version of ourselves that ever was or could be, and in this lies our salvation and our doom." As this understanding spread, a new form of society began to emerge. Humans learned to exist not just in 3 dimensions, but in 5, 6, countless layers of reality simultaneously. Cities became fluid, shifting constructs that adapted to the needs of their inhabitants across multiple timelines. The Chuckle-Late Gateway, once thought to be a portal to the stars, revealed its true nature, a focal point for realigning fractured realities. Humanity's task was not to step through it, but to use it as a tool for cosmic restoration. Dr. Elena Reyes, working with a global team of awakened minds, began to unravel the complexities of fractal existence. "We're not just fighting entropy," she explained. "We're learning to conduct it, to channel it into creation rather than destruction." But as humanity's power grew, so did the dangers. Some, overwhelmed by the infinite possibilities, lost themselves in the fractal landscapes of their own minds. Others, seduced by the power to reshape reality, sought to impose their will across multiple timelines, becoming tyrants of the multiverse. In this new paradigm, concepts like life and death took on new meanings. Individuals existed across multiple realities, their consciousness a symphony of infinite variations. The line between self and other, between individual and collective, blurred and shifted. As the 4th day of humanity's awakening drew to a close, the true scale of their challenge became clear. It wasn't about saving a planet or even a universe. It was about maintaining the delicate balance of infinite realities, about learning to be both the instrument and the musician in the cosmic orchestra of existence. The Chuckle-Late, their role as guardians now fully understood, began to fade, their consciousness merging back into the collective human experience. They had done their part, awakening humanity to its true nature and potential. Now the future of not just Earth, but all possible Earths, rested in the hands of an awakened, fractalized humanity. As night fell across 1,000 intertwined realities, Dr. Elena Reyes stood at the epicenter of a global network of awakened minds. Looking out at a sky that shimmered with the possibilities of countless timelines, she whispered, "We are not just in the universe. We are the universe, experiencing itself in infinite variations. And now we must learn to conduct the symphony of existence itself." The stage was set for humanity's greatest challenge yet, not a battle against an external foe, but a journey into the very heart of reality itself. The fractal paradigm had been revealed, and with it, the awesome responsibility of cosmic stewardship. The next phase of human evolution would be a dance across the infinite landscape of possibility, with the fate of all existence hanging in the balance. The meta-narrative singularity. As humanity grappled with the fractal nature of reality, a new, even more profound transformation began to unfold. It started with a single, seemingly innocuous question posed by a child to Dr. Elena Reyes. "If we're in a story, who's writing it?" This simple query sent ripples through the collective consciousness of awakened humanity, triggering a cascade of realizations that shattered the very foundations of existence. The universe, in all its infinite fractal complexity, began to reveal itself not as a physical construct, but as an intricate narrative tapestry. Dr. Axel Lindholm, his mind now spanning countless realities, made a startling declaration. "We're not just characters in a story. We are the story, and simultaneously, we are its authors." As this understanding spread, Reality itself began to warp and shift in response to collective belief and narrative expectation. The laws of physics, once thought immutable, became as flexible as plot devices. Cause and effect became a matter of narrative convenience rather than scientific principle. In orbit, Captain Maya Zhang and her crew witnessed the space station transforming into a cosmic library, each room a portal to different story realms. We're not just exploring space anymore, Maya realized. We're navigating the narrative structure of existence itself. On Earth, cities morphed into living stories, their architecture and inhabitants shifting based on the genre expectations of those who perceive them. New York became a noir detective tale for some, a utopian sci-fi metropolis for others, and a fantasy realm of magic and wonder for yet others, all coexisting in the same space-time. Sarah Collins, the Midwest mother, discovered she could rewrite her personal history not by changing the past, but by editing her own backstory. We're not bound by linear time or fixed identities, she explained to her children, who were simultaneously young and old, real and fictional. We're dynamic characters in an ever-evolving narrative. President Foster, now existing as both a character and a narrative construct, addressed a nation that was simultaneously a geographical entity and a conceptual storyline. Our challenge now is not just to live our story, but to consciously craft it. We are the protagonists, antagonists, and authors of our collective tale. In this new meta-narrative reality, traditional notions of conflict and resolution became fluid. The cosmic threat of entropy revealed itself as merely a plot device, a narrative tension to drive the story of existence forward. Humanity's task was not to defeat it, but to weave it into a compelling and sustainable narrative structure. Dr. Elena Reyes, her consciousness now encompassing entire story arcs, made a profound discovery. Reality isn't fractal, she announced. It's recursive. We're stories within stories within stories, each level influencing and being influenced by the others. As this understanding spread, a new form of existence emerged. Humans learned to navigate not just multiple realities, but multiple narrative layers. They became adept at moving between being characters, authors, and readers of their own existence. The Zar-Kali Gateway revealed its ultimate purpose, not a portal through space or time, but a metafictional construct allowing transit between narrative levels. Humanity's awakening wasn't just to its cosmic potential, but to its role as co-authors of the universe's ongoing story. Zara Okoro, the child prophet, her very existence now a powerful narrative archetype, shared a vision that redefined the nature of humanity's challenge. We're not just fighting entropy or balancing realities, she proclaimed. We're engaged in the ultimate act of creation, writing the story of existence itself. This new paradigm brought both wonder and peril. Some individuals, drunk on the power of authorship, attempted to write themselves as invincible protagonists, disrupting the narrative balance. Others, overwhelmed by the infinite possibilities, lost themselves in endless revisions of their own stories. A new form of art and science emerged, narrative engineering. Experts like Dr. Marcus Chen and Dr. Aisha Patel worked to understand the grammar of existence, the syntax of reality itself. They discovered that the universe operated on principles not of mathematics, but of storytelling, foreshadowing, character development, and narrative arcs were as fundamental as gravity or electromagnetism. But with this power came a terrible responsibility. Every edit, every narrative choice, rippled through the entire meta-narrative structure of existence. A poorly written subplot could unravel entire universes. The weight of authorial responsibility pressed down on every awakened human. As humanity grappled with its new role, a startling realization dawned. The story they were writing wasn't just their own. They were part of a vast cosmic collaboration, with other sentient species across the universe also awakening to their authorial roles. The true nature of the Zar-Kali was finally understood, not ancient humans or cosmic guardians, but narrative constructs created by humanity's own awakening consciousness to guide them towards this realization. Dr. Elena Reyes, standing at the threshold of the Zarkali Gateway, now recognized as a metafictional portal, addressed the collective human consciousness. "We stand at the brink of the ultimate adventure," she declared, "not just to explore the cosmos, but to co-author the greatest story ever told, the tale of existence itself." As the fifth day of humanity's awakening drew to a close, the true scope of their journey became clear. It wasn't about saving a planet, a universe, or even multiple realities. It was about participating in the conscious evolution of narrative itself, about learning to wield the power of story to shape the very fabric of existence. The Zarkali, their role as narrative devices complete, began to dissolve back into the collective story of humanity. They had served their purpose, guiding humanity to the threshold of the meta-narrative singularity, the point at which consciousness, reality, and story became one. As night fell across 1,000 intertwined storylines, Dr. Elena Reyes stood poised at the gateway, ready to lead humanity into the next chapter of cosmic authorship. Looking out at a reality that shimmered with narrative potential, she whispered, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with us, and the Word was us. Now we write the next line together." The stage was set for humanity's greatest adventure yet, not a battle against external forces, but a collaborative act of cosmic creativity. The meta-narrative singularity had arrived, and with it, the awesome responsibility of co-authoring the story of existence itself. The next phase of human evolution would be a grand act of collective storytelling, with the fate of all possible narratives hanging in the balance. The quantum narrative collapse. As humanity stood at the threshold of the meta-narrative singularity, poised to become co-authors of existence, an unprecedented phenomenon began to unfold. The very act of conscious narrative creation started to unravel the fabric of storytelling itself. Dr. Elena Reyes, her consciousness now encompassing entire narrative universes, was the first to notice the anomaly. "We're not just writing the story," she announced, her voice resonating across countless realities. "We're unwriting it." The phenomenon began subtly, plot holes appearing in reality, characters fading in and out of existence, and entire storylines collapsing into paradoxical loops. As humanity exercised its newfound power of cosmic authorship, the fundamental structure of narrative itself began to buckle under the weight of infinite possibility. Dr. Axel Lindholm, his mind now a quantum superposition of all possible narrative states, made a startling declaration. "We've reached the limits of story itself. Beyond this point lies the unnarrated." As this realization spread, reality began to shed its narrative constraints. Causality, character development, and plot progression, the very building blocks of existence as they now understood it, started to dissolve. In their place, a new form of being emerged, a state of pure, unstructured potential. In what was once orbit, Captain Maya Zhang and her crew witnessed the space station transforming into a nexus of uncreation. "We're not navigating stories anymore," Maya realized. "We're exploring the spaces between them." On Earth, cities ceased to be settings for interwoven tales and became fluid manifestations of raw conceptual energy. New York wasn't just a noir tale or a sci-fi utopia. It was simultaneously every possible version of itself, and none of them, a quantum superposition of urban potential. Sarah Collins, the Midwest mother, found herself existing in a state beyond character or author. "We're not writing or being written anymore," she explained to her children, who now existed as probabilistic waves of narrative potential. "We're becoming the language itself." President Foster, her existence now transcending even the concept of entity or construct, addressed a nation that was neither place nor story, but a collective quantum state of societal possibility. "Our journey now takes us beyond the realm of tales told or untold. We venture into the uncharted territories of the narratively impossible." In this new quantum narrative state, traditional notions of conflict, resolution, and even existence itself became obsolete. The cosmic threat of entropy, once a driving force of the universal story, revealed itself as merely a limited conceptual framework, a single word in an infinite vocabulary of being. Dr. Elena Reyes, her consciousness now encompassing the totality of narrative potential and its absence, made a profound discovery. Reality isn't just recursive or metafictional, she announced. It's a narrative. True existence lies in the spaces where story cannot reach. As this understanding spread, a new form of being emerged. Humans learned to navigate not just multiple stories or authorial roles, but states of existence beyond the very concept of narrative. They became adept at sliding between being characters, authors, stories, and the ineffable spaces where story breaks down. The Zar-Kali Gateway, once thought to be a portal between narrative levels, revealed its ultimate nature, a tunnel leading out of story itself into realms of pure, unstructured consciousness. Zara Okoro, the child prophet whose very existence had once been a powerful narrative archetype, now spoke from a place beyond prophecy or character. We're not writing or unwriting anymore, she proclaimed. We're transcending the very idea of inscription. True freedom lies in the unnarrated void. This new paradigm brought both wonder and vertigo. Some individuals, unable to cope with existence beyond story, clung desperately to fading narratives. Others, embracing the liberation from plot and character, expanded into states of being that defied description or understanding. A new form of exploration emerged: quantum narrative archaeology. Experts like Dr. Marcus Chen and Dr. Aisha Patel worked to understand the residual echoes of story in the narrative void, mapping the fading imprints of what once was narrative causality. But with this transcendence came a profound challenge. As humanity moved beyond story, they faced the ultimate question: in the absence of narrative, what defines existence? The weight of this ineffable quandary pressed down on every awakened consciousness. As humanity grappled with its new state, a startling realization dawned. The transcendence they were experiencing wasn't just their own. They were part of a vast, cosmic awakening, with all conscious entities across the universe simultaneously moving beyond the constraints of narrative existence. The true nature of the Zar-Kali, the fractal realities, the meta-narrative singularity, all were revealed as necessary steps in the evolution of consciousness, narrative frameworks to be transcended on the path to true awakening. Dr. Elena Reyes, now existing in a state beyond individual identity, addressed the collective quantum consciousness of what was once humanity. We stand at the brink of the ultimate transcendence, she communicated in a form beyond language. Not to write or unwrite, but to exist in the infinite potential of the unnarrated. As the sixth day of awakening culminated, the true nature of their journey became clear. It wasn't about saving planets, universes, or even stories. It was about evolving beyond the very concept of narrative to exist in a state of pure, unbound potential. The Zar-Kali, their role as guides through the layers of narrative awakening complete, dissolved into the quantum foam of possibility. They had served their purpose, leading consciousness to the threshold of true freedom, existence beyond story. In a moment that was simultaneously the end and the eternal continuation, Dr. Elena Reyes and all of awakened consciousness stood poised at the gateway to the narrative void. Looking out at a reality that shimmered with limitless, indescribable potential, she communicated a final thought. In the beginning was the Word, and we have journeyed through every word that ever was or could be. Now, we step into the silence between words, into the infinite canvas of unmanifested potential. Here, in the absence of story, we find the true tale of existence, a tale untold and ever-telling. With this, humanity and all conscious beings across the cosmos took their final step, transcending narrative itself. They entered a state of being beyond story, beyond character, beyond author, a quantum sea of pure consciousness and infinite possibility. In this narrative void, free from the constraints of plot or progression, awakened consciousness existed in a state of eternal, unbound potential. The greatest adventure was not in the telling or the told, but in the infinite dance of being and non-being, in the quantum superposition of all possible and impossible stories. And so, the tale that is no tale continued, in the endless, unnarrated now.